my groceries, I used to pay between $150 to $200. Last week, I went and purchased the same amount of groceries that I usually do, and I ended up paying almost $320 something. I used to fill up my tank with $45, $50. Now I spend $60, $70, almost $80 filling up the tank. Well, we used to go out and be able to go out and eat, at least once or twice a week. We can't do that no more.
You told me that you voted for President Trump in 2024. Do you regret that decision? ¿Te arrepientes esa decisión?
Yes, 100%.
Why do you regret that decision?
That's because it's nothing that's true. It's not true. He say he go to catch the delincuentes. Criminals, yeah. And right now, he don't follow to criminals. He go to specific to Latino people. The DHS come specific to me and catch to me, not other people, because don't care to other people, specific Latino people.
I voted for Trump. They are picking up law-abiding citizens. They're destroying families, jobs.
You underscored, John, that you voted for the president in the most recent election, I assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that again.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, we're going to be reacting to disillusioned Latinos who are quickly now finding out what Black Americans want them would happen in the US is right now happening to them. A lot of them voted for Trump because they were promised better economic standing, and according to them, Trump promised them that they would be safe in America. Only the delinquents, right, would be caught in the crossfires of immigration laws. But right now, a lot of them are coming out with a lot of regret, even the citizens, talking about how Trump lied to them and betrayed them because he promised them better economic standing.
Right, and in today's episode, you're not only seeing working class citizens complain who are Latinos, but we are also seeing rich people complain that people who are not American looking or white have been affected in their families, have been affected by what Trump has been doing in America. And right now, it is so bad to a point where reformed MAGAs who are Latinos are trying to tell the public to stop holding them accountable because what has happened already has happened and they regret it. The thing we are asking today is, the biggest question we are asking today is, and I want you guys to please leave me your answer on the comment section. Do you think that these people have genuinely learned their lesson and that they will never risk everybody else's lives when it comes to election, when another election happens and there is to be another Trump in another form? Or do you think they only just regret it now because they were affected, but sometime in future, when given a chance, they will still vote according to racism and their own interest instead of the greater good?
Right, let us know down in the comment section. Also consider subscribing if it's your first time here. But for now, let's watch what is happening and then you come back and talk about it.
How do I feel? I feel totally betrayed. I mean, you never think, or I never thought a guy like me would ever be involved in anything like this. 8 officers, ICE agents, swarmed Jasmine, detained her, didn't tell us why, and rustled her off into a car. No explanation was given. I was just in total disbelief. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. You know, I have several businesses, I'm law-abiding, and I pay a lot of tax.
What would you say to somebody watching at home who may think, well, John, he's criticizing the president or the administration on this issue of immigration because of political reasons?
Oh, I'm definitely not. I voted for Trump. They are picking up law-abiding citizens. They're destroying families, jobs.
You underscored, John, that you voted for the president in the most recent election, I assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that again. Not after this fiasco. This is like the Gestapo. I would never have thought the United States would act this way. Go after the criminals. We're all for that. But leave the mom and pops and the kids alone. Love, Jasmine. That's it. They're destroying families, jobs.
You voted for the president in the most recent election.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that again. Not after this fiasco. This is like the Gestapo.
You know, when I invited the wolf over to my house, I never expected that he would eat me personally. Okay, I thought he was going to eat the brown sheep. But an upstanding, successful, tax-paying white sheep such as myself? Come on. You know, it really is a shame that no matter how many times you tell a Republican that the stove is way too hot, they still have to sit on it themselves before they figure it out. They're like, I'm not going to trust no liberal. Let me try to... Ooh. Oh. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great week so far, and I hope our friend John here remembers that it is better to have loved and lost your Trump-supporting wife to ICE than it is to never have loved at all, okay? All right.
To the numerous people who are telling me it's too late to regret my vote for Donald Trump, too late to be woke, my response to that is shame on you. Shame on you for discouraging other people to come forward and take accountability for their mistake.
On today's episode of
I will vote for Donald Trump.
My name is Efrain Gomez Jr. I'm from Donna, Texas, a little small town here in the RGB. I'm a construction owner. I'm here as a two-time Trump supporter.
My name is Ruben Ruiz Jr. I'm a land developer, builder also here in the Valley. I've been doing this for 24 years now. I am a Republican. I voted Republican for many years.
Oh, I have a feeling that it's not going well for him either.
In 2024, Donald Trump successfully courted working-class Latino voters by prioritizing the economy and border security. But many of those same voters are now starting to feel disillusioned.
Disillusioned for getting exactly what you voted for?
1 in 5 Latino men regret voting for President Trump.
I think it's probably higher than that.
That's you? How did that happen? How did you go from being ardent Trump supporters to now not?
Everything he promised, he forgot about.
Oh, dude, he didn't forget about it. He just lied about it like most people with diabetes do. But tell me how you're feeling now.
So, yes, I regret voting for him.
But this is a conservative place, South Texas.
Oh, we're conservative, but when you start attacking our people, like you start attacking our family, we're such a tight-knit community that you're attacking our families.
Gosh, these guys definitely don't have any foresight or pattern recognition.
But immigration is on top of their minds too. And the way they tell it, the two issues are deeply connected, as the ICE crackdowns have had a major economic impact on this district and their businesses.
Yep. It's because their money took a hit. That's the only thing they really care about.
It's not only that they're getting out people that are undocumented. They go and detain people with legal U.S. green cards.
They detain naturalized citizens, okay?
Yeah.
So how can you, they did the paperwork, they did everything right. Why are you detaining them?
That's because when you casted your vote for him, you enabled him and his entire administration to basically racial profile.
They're scaring people, bro. That's the thing. And then because people are scared, they're afraid to go to the job site.
That's right.
And whose fault is that for not being able to see it coming? Because let's be real, if you guys had any sort of pattern recognition, you would have seen it coming from a mile away. I mean, Helen Keller, Ray Charles, and Stevie Wonder would have seen it. You see, right now, these guys are currently experiencing their FAFO moment, with the voting mentality that goes, like chickens for KFC, parents for the Hunger Games, kids for Pennywise the Dancing Clown, men for Lorena Bobbitt, if you know you know, and kids for Casey Anthony. Now they're all sitting together at a table wondering as to what the hell happened. I still genuinely don't understand as to why they're complaining for getting exactly what they voted for. But anyways, have the day that y'all voted for. Bye.
I will vote.
Raise your hands, come on.
For Donald Trump.
I know people are going to start saying, well, you got what you voted for, so.
Okay, what happened?
My groceries, I used to pay between $150 to $200. Last week, I went and purchased the same amount of groceries that I usually do, and I ended up paying almost $320 something.
Huh, I thought you said day one prices would come down.
I used to fill up my tank with $45, $50. Now I spend $60, $70, almost $80 filling up the tank.
Gee, I wonder who started a conflict with Iran that caused gas prices to go higher.
Who's been a Democrat? Let's start with that. For some reason, I guess the way that he sold that he was going to better the economy, I voted for Donald Trump, which I regret doing.
Oh, lady, you fell for the severe case of diabetes when it comes to Rump himself.
I did it because he sold us this story where everything was going to be perfect. Now everything's getting worse and worse by the minute, you know. I think it's a war, isn't it?
Well, lady, you are one sharp tack. Each and every day, more and more people are entering the find out phase of FAFO when it comes to their vote. I mean, unfortunately, some folks are going to have to learn the hard way. But in conclusion, all I do have to say to Celia is, have the day you voted for. Bye.
You voted for Trump?
Yes, I sure did. I feel like I was tricked when you said that you was gonna close the border and go after the gangs, and then you probably only arrest 10 criminals and thousands of working class people. It's shameful. It's shameful what our nation has become. And you don't know what's gonna happen to the kids. You don't know. That's who I'm really worried about. We're talking about thousands. We're not just talking about 3 kids or 4 kids.
So many people chose to go down that rabbit hole to see if change was really possible with this administration, instead of actually doing their research. Because there's no way you wouldn't have seen this coming if you watched the first Trump term. All I know is history is going to look back on these moments where fascism took over and where democracy died. It's probably going to be the title. There's no coming back from this. And I know a lot of people probably have been saying this, but I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, but there is no coming back from this. I just don't see it. I mean, look at the generations of people that are still being controlled by people like Lady Gaddis. All these content creators that have came out of nowhere saying the same stuff. And I've said, this was the video I was making earlier. These people are saying this stuff because they're getting paid to. There's money in it. A lot of money that comes from super PACs and dark money that comes from different agencies that don't have to show their name, but they give money to conservative outlets and these white nationalist outlets, and then they keep funding these people. That's why they go to different universities and always looking for someone to engage with. The debate isn't the American thing. What they're trying to do is basically indoctrinate as many people as they can for their cause. This guy here, for example, went to Tennessee State University wearing his MAGA hat. He was really just trying to get as many people to get outrage, because outrage sells. Get bothered, get triggered, and all of that, because they get their phones out and then they go back and forth, and then he keeps the narrative going. He says whatever, gets them all out irate and riled up, while all the views keep going up. This is the playbook of how social media works now, that it does not take a lot to get things going in a way that it goes viral. These people get notoriety. They get noticed by some of the big wigs that are in the Republican Party, and they start giving these people money to keep pushing those narratives, because it's about division now. It's not about anything. When the last time you actually heard a Republican talk about, hey, I want to fix your health care. Hey, I want to see what we can do in your state to make sure jobs can actually give you a livable wage. Hey, I want to make sure that we can get childcare down so mothers can actually get back to work. And you don't hear that. Congress doesn't have to talk about anything useful anymore, because they have these young people out here having useless debates. And in the end, all we have is a bunch of people pissed off, mad on both sides, looking for the next trigger moment, and then black people being the catalyst that push all the new type of Charlie Kirks or Lily Gaddis or all the other ones, Nick Fuentes and all the rest of the people. they use this stuff to catapult their messages, and they've been doing it flawless. Stop falling for this as a trigger mechanism, because anytime you're triggered, anytime you're bothered, anytime it's outrage, it just gives them clicks. That's what they're looking for. These people would not be around, the Laura Looms and everybody else wouldn't be around y'all if this was not a financial gain at all. If we took the money out of politics, we wouldn't see them. We have to get to a place where we unplug ourselves from judging others about what they say online to get us triggered. It's like a person standing on the edge of a cliff and they're screaming all types of stuff about you, and you know it's the edge of a cliff, but you're going over there because you're interested in what the person's saying versus the danger and where they're at. The whole point of them getting you over there is to engage with them in a dangerous situation. It's a no-win situation. Look where we're at. Are we winning yet? Doesn't matter how much we talk, how much we protest, how much we walk. It's always the same. The top doesn't get to do anything. They don't have to. They just push all the stuff and let the strings keep going while everybody else is doing their bidding. And we're still out here struggling.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the videos we just played you. Let me first talk about the first clip where that rich man's wife or fiance was deported. You know, somehow people who are doing well in life or rich people tend to think that when laws are made, which is in most cases, it normally is like that, they feel like those laws are not made for them and they wouldn't suffer, right? So this guy was quite surprised that he owns businesses, he's a law-abiding citizen, yet his fiance was deported. But who did you think Trump was addressing? It was people who look like your wife, yet you went on ahead and supported Trump, and now you're trying to act brand new and surprised that you know your partner got caught up in all this mess that you contributed in, making. Also, it's quite funny that people, okay, everybody wants the best for themselves, and I do understand that when people vote for candidates, they're trying to look at the best suiting candidate who has their best interests at heart. Can we just say Trump did a good job at deceiving them, or is it that they were just too selfish to think about others? You know me, I don't understand how even Latinos themselves could vote for Trump, being that they're also not white, they're people of color.
Right now, I'm starting to believe that nobody was deceived into doing anything. I do believe, however, the campaign team of Trump knew the targeted audience and they studied them well. So whatever they were feeling inside their hearts, Trump's team just did a good job at amplifying it so that they could feel like they were one before executing the plan, because right now, as you said, most of these people voted selfishly because, first of all, when you look at Affordable Act Care, right? People who voted Trump because Trump said that Obamacare would end, they thought that Obamacare would not affect them because, number one, they thought it only affected black people. So they didn't care how it would affect black people so long as their own medical care was not touched. Only for them, after all was said and done, only for them to know that they were also benefiting from the said program, right? So this is why I'm saying that they were never deceived. It was what they were feeling. For example, if you are a racist and then I come and study you, I know you are a racist. I'll come with racist ideology so that I can gain your trust and sympathy, so that you can put me in a position of power, and then I do to you because you are poor like the rest of the other people you wanted to be affected. You're not my rich buddies. You'll be affected by the policies I push and I won't care at all, you get. So I don't believe they were deceived. Trump is a reflection of what they truly were.
Wow. And guys, let's just talk about there's a lady who was talking about, when a reformed Trump supporter comes out, you should be ashamed if you're shaming these people. It's not about shaming shaming. It's not that they're shaming you for even coming out saying that you regret voting for Trump. They're not shaming you. What I do believe is this is an educative process that everybody has to go through in order to avoid repeating the same mistakes. And
if you don't go through it, you honestly will never know where you went wrong specifically.
No, they will know, only that they won't learn from it. Yeah. So some things you have to mention, and whoever came up with that saying, I told you so, people have to be told, I told you so, for them to remember, for it to ring the next time before they make a decision. It's going to affect not just people around you, but also yourself, And also, guys, the guy who has a business and the partner was being deported. So every other thing did not make him regret, did not make him grow conscious, right? Not even Latinos being harassed in America made him change his mind. The only thing that made him say he would not make the mistake of ever voting for Trump again was the fact that he got affected personally. Not even him, his wife or fiance, his partner got deported by ICE. That is the only reason why he opened his eyes and said, you know what, I'm not going to support this candidate. But if that never happened, he would be living comfortably without any sort of consequence.
And he wouldn't even care about families getting ripped apart because of the same thing,
Exactly.
And one thing I have to say for sure, one thing I can agree with Trump and Americans on is that they need to take care of illegal immigrants, not the legal ones, not the ones who have protective status, but illegal ones, the ones who are going into America without any visas, without any green card. They're just going there to look for opportunities in an illegal way. You get those are the kind of people who should be who should be deported. But when it reaches a point where everybody is affected, even the ones who have legal status, now this is where the government went wrong, And the funniest thing about all these people who are saying they wouldn't vote for Trump again is, what I find funny is, don't they realize that this is Trump's last term?
Unless he decides to really, what you've been hearing out in the streets.
Right, because legally and constitutionally, this is supposed to be his last term, because from what I understand, American presidents are only allowed up to a limit of 2 terms, if I'm not wrong. Right. So unless he removes the term limit and goes again for a third round, I really am perplexed by people who still believe that Trump would have a chance of going for the seat, and they would have the opportunity to not vote him in because they want to correct their mistakes. This is his last term.
Right. The funny thing is, with that guy who was shocked that the partner was deported, yet he was they both were law-abiding citizens. What people like him fail to realize is, yes, you are white, and yes, you might enjoy white privilege, but that does not extend to your brown or black partner. They will always be treated as second-class citizens compared to you, because much as you enjoy those privileges, they're not white. Therefore, they're going to be handled the same way their groups are being handled in the U.S., because nothing has changed. The system was put in place, and for it to have gone this far, it meant they were not allowing any cracks, and this was a crack, and the system took care of it,
Right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode down in the comment section, and also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.